I always put my hand awkwardly, like, right here.
You do, and it's kind of weird.
Okay. Welcome to our channel, everyone. I am Matt.
I'm Megan.
And today we're going to share with you the 5 steps that we made during our build that we don't recommend.
Yeah, totally unnecessary. Also, if you didn't know, we live in a van and we built it ourselves. But we made a few mistakes along the way. So here are 5 things that you shouldn't do.
The number one thing is to not overcomplicate your build. Take into consideration your budget, your experience with building, and what you're really going to need in the van. We made the mistake of kind of overcomplicating everything, at least at the start. And then we kind of, as we went, we kind of dumbed things down to get to our realistic level of where we were. We were aiming for here. We didn't settle down here. We're kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. We originally wanted a shower. I didn't want a shower. Matt wanted a shower. Even though we pooped in front of each other even before the van, he was like, I need to poop in an enclosed space. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Just relax and poop wherever.
Yeah, just poop wherever. Also, our gray water tank is just a 6-gallon jug that's directly under the sink. We wanted to do the undermount tank and have a ball valve that we can remotely dump, and then we decided, just for simplicity, we're just going to carry a 6-gallon jerry can, and it's super easy to take care of.
Yeah, it's kind of gross, but it's fine, because I don't do it.
Another thing that we overcomplicated was with our drawers. So a lot of people use all these magnetic drawer locks and RV locks that are expensive. We just went with barrel bolts on every single one of our drawers. That way we can latch them easily. They look nice. They give a nice little touch of color to the white cabinets. And they work great.
Yeah. Don't overcomplicate it. It will cost you money, it'll cost you time, and a lot of sanity.
I think the second mistake that we made was we went for all of the expensive appliances.
Yes, we definitely did not need to do that.
Yeah, we already had like a little Coleman propane stove that we already had, so it's the cheapest and most sustainable option. But we opted for a oven and stove range, which cost about $600.
I don't think I wanted the Coleman thing because you can't really recycle those propane things. And I know you say it a lot that we would have used the Coleman, but I really did not want to use it. That's why we didn't use it. But I didn't think we needed the stove. The stove was your idea.
You mean the oven?
The oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted a stovetop.
Yeah, I think the next time that we would have done it, we probably would get rid of the oven idea. It's nice to have, but realistically it's just too hot all the time where we are. And
we don't use it. The second thing that we should mention too is we have a very expensive heater that is not installed, and it's just sitting there, and it costs us like $2 grand.
We're going to install the heater. I'm going to install the heater. Or we turn on the van. I don't know.
Are you trying to make me angry about this heater?
No.
It's just sitting money. That's what pisses me off about it. I think this is the number one thing that I would suggest to anybody who's building a van. Do not film it and try to put it on YouTube.
It's not worth it. Unless you know what you're doing, which, let's be honest, nobody really does unless you've built a few vans. I'm not even going to say your second build. I think it's your third or your fourth build where you really start to understand what's going on. The first build is us just being frustrated and yelling at each other and taking out our frustrations on each other, and just, you know, it's useless content. And if you want to make a how-to video, you better know what you're doing, because we tried to make one of putting in these Max Air fans, and it's just a waste of space on the internet. So if you want to watch that video, we'll link that above.
We'll link it. But I think it's like, it's extra pressure that you don't need when you're building a van, because building a van is pressure filled enough. You're already confused, and just trying to film it and trying to like be on for the camera is just, it's a waste of time. We could have had our build done within 3 months if we didn't try to, you know, do all the things.
100%.
So 100%, do not try to put it on the internet.
Trying to film for YouTube goes into our next thing, which is watching too many YouTube videos. And you just, sometimes when building things, you have to just trust your gut. We watched way too many YouTube videos at the beginning of the build, and a lot of them led us astray. We realized after watching a few, and then you'd watch the next video and they're like, oh, I took down that part of the wall because it didn't work. Well, thanks a lot. insert name here, which we're not going to insert name here, but you know who you are. Probably not. You probably won't watch this. Anyways, there's been a few bigger YouTube accounts that we watched that we would follow a detail or instruction on how they did something, and then in the next video they would not, they would not address it, or they'd say they took it down. So if you're going to do that, at least go back to your other video and in the description say something, or take the video down.
Yeah, and I think that goes with like being responsible with creating YouTube videos. If you don't know what you're doing, don't create how-to videos as you're learning how to do it, because people will watch, do it, make the same mistakes, and not realize that you had fixed your mistake later on because you didn't take down your YouTube video, and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
And as you go and as you're building, you will get more confidence and get more experience, so you will become more efficient and better at building, and you'll kind of start to understand better of how things work, how different tools work. We built ours with no experience, and I can say from the first day to the last day, I learned so much just by trying and seeing what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah. We actually have on our website some reasons why you should or should not build your own van, and some tips if you do. So we'll link it below. You guys can check that out.
Number 5, and I think the biggest mistake that we made.
We took all of our frustrations out on each other.
Yeah, it's true. We fought a lot during the build.
The whole time. Matt was able to pretty much finish the second half of the build when I decided not to be involved anymore.
Yeah, Megan went away on a business trip for about 4 days, I want to say. And between my brother and I, we just crushed most of the rest of the build. It's
just not worth it. Like, to fight about the little petty things, the small things, and like, whether or not we should put this here or this there, and whatever. At the end of the day, if it's functional, if it works, like, don't, like, do it to each other. Don't do it to each other. Yell at something else, throw something at a wall, like, get your frustrations out somewhere else. Just don't do it towards each other, because it's too much.
And a bonus thing that I just thought of was, let one person be the decision maker. If you are 2 people building a van, or 3, or 4, or even 5, which, whatever,
it's
if you're going to stuff 5 people in a van, good luck. Let one person take charge and be responsible for making the decisions. When you have 2 people who are trying to do this whole thing together, it can become kind of a power struggle. That's something that we went through and we still go through today. We both want to be in charge. Neither one of us want to not be in charge, even though sometimes I'm like, it's okay, Megan, you can be in charge, and then I don't let her be in charge.
You did that this morning.
It's just a power struggle, and it'll really simplify things if you kind of divide the labor during the build of who's responsible for what, and let each person have their own decision-making process and let them have autonomy over that. And of course, you don't want to just be like, no, I'm in charge, I'm going to make all the decisions. You want to be respectful of the other person and what they may want out of this build. Yeah,
and that's for anybody who has similar like temperaments as we do, or similar personalities as we do. I think I've always kind of been a leader.
And I've always not been a follower.
Which is not the same thing, by the way. So, yeah, just, know who you are, know your capability, work well as a team, but also, like, give each other, like, separate tasks, because it'll save your relationship. So those are our suggestions if you're going to build your own van. Don't make these mistakes like we did. We don't think fondly back to our van build, and if we had followed our own advice that we just created for you guys today, we probably would have had a better time. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more of us, van content, vlog content, sustainable living content.
Sick dance moves. Alright, see you next week, or tomorrow, or whenever the next video comes out.
You installed the damn heater.
Yeah.